welcome back to the Long Way Home podcast. Today we are talking to you virtually. We can't get the chance to hook up today, but we wanted to get you an episode as quickly as possible because the Melbourne race was really, really interesting. So, Jordan, did you get up at 4 in the morning to watch the race, or was it just me?
It was just you. I saw your stories when I woke up to watch it at 8.
Yep.
I thought, I'm not clicking that because you might have gave something away.
Yeah.
I had too many glasses of wine to get up that early.
Yeah, but that's fair. Did you manage to avoid all the spoilers, or?
Yeah, I literally didn't go on anything because on purpose, and then I just literally put it on the telly, watched it, and then luckily no one put it in the chat either.
Yeah, that's one of the issues sometimes, is that everyone gets really a bit too excited about what's going on. Matche was up at the same time as me. He was watching it live. Yeah, I managed to basically, I had set my alarm for 5 a.m. to kind of basically roll out of bed and watch it on record and get enough sleep. But for some reason, my body woke myself up at 2:30 anyway. So I sneaked across the road to my grandma's. And the cutest thing was, because she's got Sky to watch it, the cutest thing was she'd left it on. Obviously she went to bed and then she left the Sky F1 channel on, so when I got in I could already hear it playing in the background. So
yeah,
that was cute. So, but yeah, first race of the season, it was pretty exciting. I think it was a good way to start the season. I think it was interesting, and it was also full of drama. So already started straight out the gate before it even began. I remember thinking at 3:30 or something like that, I was going to put my eye mask on and have a quick 20-minute nap. And I swear to God, like the minute I put my eye mask down, I heard, "Oh my God, Oscar Piastri's gone off the track." And I was like, what? And I flipped it up straight, and I was like, what the hell's going on? And turns out when they were doing that kind of reconnaissance lap, his car just completely lost control, and it was very weird, very much like Max Verstappen's earlier issue. We did get a question off our first episode from Troy, asking what our opinions are of the hybrid era.
Yeah.
George, what are your thoughts of the hybrid era so far for this first race?
So the new hybrid area, obviously we've only seen one race. I like it. I do like that you don't just get one section. You have to. I really like the graphics that came up. They didn't come up till like after like 20 laps, but you could see when people were charging, when they could use it, how much they were using. Then you could, when someone was chasing someone who was like, well, they've got 40% more battery than them.
Yeah.
You could sort of tell when they might be able to do it. Instead of it just guessing, saying, oh, they might have used their battery, which was what it was like last year.
Yeah.
So I think I like it. I like the fact it's more tactical. They can just put it on whenever they like. Some of the drivers you saw used it straight away and literally thrashed it out.
Yeah, straight out the gate.
But as you can see from when they're braking, it actually charges pretty quickly.
Yeah.
It doesn't take like 2 or 3 laps to come back, as long as they use it wisely. So yeah, I think it's good. I would obviously just love to have a V12 engine and all tazzing around and having a massive amount of noise going on, because that's what we all used to love.
Yeah.
It has to be done this way because of obviously emissions and laws and stuff like that. So yeah, I like it. I like the fact what they've done with it, but at the same time, to like Max's point, it is getting a bit. You got to be careful now how far you go with it, because you could just turn it into, I've got boost, so I'm going to overtake you whenever I want, instead of people actually driving well.
Yeah. I think it was interesting how, and I don't think it's going to be the issue forever. I think it's making the beginning of this season interesting because the cars do look extremely twitchy. Like, I was very impressed, I would say, first of all, to say that the rookies did well to not go off themselves.
Yeah.
And it was interesting to see that it was Max and Oscar and maybe 1 or 2 others that struggled. I think, was there one of the free practices maybe, or was I thinking of Drive to Survive? Did Kimi Antonelli go off? I can't remember. Everything's merging into one at the moment. But the cars definitely look twitchy. And I'm guessing that is because the cars have got the management system within it is already kind of guessing how much electric power should get. And I think with the Oscar Piastri situation is that it gave too many kilowatts or whatever of energy.
Too talky, yeah.
Yeah, too talky and just spun out.
Spun out.
So I think that's interesting because it's obviously going to cause more drama in races. But as I imagine, as either the season progresses or as we go into further well, not the drivers getting, maybe it is maybe that's what's meant to happen. I'm not quite sure. I can't decipher whether the car's computer's done the wrong thing and overdone it, or whether the driver's not got used to it. So I don't know which one's going to work itself out, whether it was intended to be that way or the electrical computer figures out how to not make that same mistake, basically. Yeah. But I thought it was interesting. And yeah, I think really unfortunate for Oscar and his home race. It is a curse. And there was another recurring curse, as we'll talk about later. So the start, what were your takeaways from the start?
Oh, I loved it. It was like, did you see how fast the lights went out?
No, to tell you what, I didn't even pay attention to that. I was so distracted by the wee of the cars getting ready to start.
And usually, like, even Crofty was like commentating, and he was like, and it's like we're counting down, and he was like gearing it up because obviously it usually goes the lights, and then it holds for like 2 seconds, maybe a second, but it literally went do off straight away. And I heard Charles Leclerc say at the end that I think that was meant to catch us off guard, so we had to be ready. But yeah, everyone choosing or not choosing to use the boost straight away. Well, not the boost, but using the deployment.
Yeah.
I think the boost is actually activated after a couple of laps, same as DRS.
Almost like DRS again, yeah.
So then, yeah, just them all getting off and all different people getting ahead. I mean, Leclerc just literally stormed through like
it was crazy,
rocket ship. And then you had, I think it's Hagjo and Lindblad getting a good start as well.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, just that first 10 laps was just how I think everyone wanted it to be with this new with the cars being small, just everyone being able to chase and loads of swapping of positions and stuff like that. Obviously, towards it did peter out, people did start to make gaps, but before you would only really get that for 2 laps, and then it's DRS trains everywhere.
Yeah. I can't tell you what, I didn't really pay much attention. Weirdly, but I imagine it's because I was tired as hell. But like, I didn't pay much attention to like what was happening in the middle. Like, if there was much changing, maybe it's something because I was focusing so much on like what the hell's Ferrari doing with the strategy right now, kind of thing, and that's what I was paying most of my attention to. But yeah, I don't know if there was much changing. I think there was because I know there was like, was it Ocon and Gasly having like a battle for a bit in the middle? I did see some people moving up and down the order, like Bortoletto. Also, what the fuck have I already decided with my predictions? I got it so wrong with putting Audi at the bottom. I don't know where I came out of the gate with that one, but
Audi weren't too bad though.
They did all right. I mean, Hulkenberg
didn't even start, but
yeah,
I reckon he would have got a steady finish today.
Oh yeah. I'm worried for my predictions now because I think I put them plumb last, and
yeah, I put Cadillac there, and that's going into fruition.
Yeah, they've already got a point on the board, and like shit.
Sorry, Max.
Well, so yeah. Also from the start, like you say, Leclerc, Lindblad, great start, but wasn't shown live. But Colapinto, there's scenes and kind of clips circulating. I think it was Lawson maybe who had a really poor start. Yeah. Either the battery or something, I can't remember, didn't deploy or he just kind of stalled. I can't remember what it was. But Franco starts setting off also like a bit of a rocket ship. and there was someone between, I think, Colapinto and Lawson that then saw the back of Lawson, pulled out. But obviously Franco had got so much speed at this point that it was almost like and oh my God, that could have been a horrendous crash. So thank God for his.
Was that straight off the start of that?
That was straight off the start. Literally, follow. That car went that way. There was the car sat pretty much still, and then Franco had to like whip out to the side. And the space between whoever the driver was and the wall was not much. So he literally threaded it like a needle past them, which was pretty damn impressive. But yeah, it was a good start. It was really fun, and it was like a Ferrari sandwich for a little bit with George in the middle. But yeah, it was pretty good. And can you remember?
Did you answer Troy's question?
Oh shit! Yeah, the hybrid era. I said about the twitchiness. I think I'm enjoying it. Yeah, I'm for a first race. I'm kind of down. Like I'm kind of down because it was drama filled. But I think it's a poor time to. First impressions are all right, is what I would say.
Yeah.
There's more to see. Same as you. Could easily go back to having similar kind of engines, but in a slightly narrower car and having this aero kind of thing.
What I don't get is like why they can't have bigger engines, because you've got like they have like GT racers which have massive engines and still.
It's all kind of it's all fanfare in it for sustainability and stuff. I think, and as it's the leading poster child of motorsport in a way, so. It's got to be the one showing up.
The most,
and like, I don't know how many they do in the GT and Porsche Cups and all these others. Like how many they actually do. I think like Porsche Cup they have like 8 races a year, so it's not as much impact. Even though they fucking fly massive planes everywhere and have a massive carbon footprint. So like, what's the point?
Is it because they fly around as well? It's like the whole thing.
Offsetting it.
It's like a massive circuit going around the world.
Yeah.
So to cut it down a little bit, impose
12 little cars will have a little bit of electrical energy.
Impose scare electrics for a bit.
Yeah, but yeah, I think from Troy's question, first impressions are good, is what I would say. Let's hope it can be just as exciting as the season goes on.
Yeah.
So the battle between George and the Ferraris was entertaining. It was exciting, but then it kind of got. Not ruined, but just made boring when I don't know if it's the first VSC. Who was the first VSC? Was that
the
Hajar?
First one, everyone else pitted, and then Hamilton was complaining, saying, well, at least one of us should go in.
Yeah.
Because now we're not getting the benefit of it, everyone else is.
Yeah.
So I think his engineer came back saying, this is still plan A, this is our one stop, this is what we're going to do. Didn't really hear anything after that. Obviously, that's what they went for, and then it didn't really work.
Yeah,
because I think they got the early stop, a cheaper stop, so then Russell was just able to go around quicker, and then he end up staying on the hards till the end after that. Yeah,
Russell did his usual. I think I can do this. I can do all the way to the end, kind of thing.
Yeah.
So yeah.
So yeah, I think. Ferrari could have had a better chance if they got that bit right. I think Leclerc was asked in the post-race interview.
Yeah.
Would you have caught him if you pitted? And he said, I don't think I could have, no. So even then, he still doubted that he was as fast as the Mercedes.
Yeah, it's interesting. I don't know. I think. Did you watch the cool down room? Conversations.
No.
So I didn't like live. I went straight to sleep as soon as the race finished. I was like, I'm getting into bed. But I've watched some clips later this afternoon, and George was in the cool down room with Kimi and Leclerc. They were explaining about how George didn't have a great. Obviously he was like, "Wow, Leclerc, you had a great start." Like I was looking at Hajar, and then 1 minute you were there. That's because they had a little bit of battery on the grid, whereas apparently the Mercedes had none. But also then George, I don't know if it was in the cool down room or post race interviews, he was basically saying, "I was surprised," or maybe he was saying he was not surprised about how basically it looked like in qualifying they were miles ahead, but actually when it came down to the race, they were quite fast. And I think he said it might have been in the cool down room. George said, "Oh, you were actually quite fast. Like you were like on our tail kind of thing."
Yeah,
So whether it's like Mercedes just knew what they were doing for qualifying and everyone else was still kind of figuring it out,
yeah.
but then they figured it out in the race, and actually they think that maybe Mercedes is ahead, but like not that crazy difference like it
not
seemed.
as crazy as everyone thought, but they might have more stuff to put on there as well.
Yeah, which is true.
So if they do impose that rule where they have to test it
Compression.
half year, and Ferrari haven't got that, Ferrari could end up switching it over in the second half.
Yeah.
Depending on how much of a benefit Mercedes are actually getting from it. But
yeah, that's true. Do you see Lewis talking about it as well?
No.
I mean, obviously Lewis is from that team, and he knows what kind of things they might be doing. And he was like, I see something along the lines of like the FIA needs to, if there is something like going wrong, then the FIA needs to investigate it because it's wrong. And I just I find it funny.
He was winning championships.
Yeah, basically. But now it's like, nah, I've got to clamp down on it because I want to win. And there's so many memes of like Lewis outside Mercedes headquarters, like, let me back in, like, because Toto had promised, like, if you just stay, you would have been fine, and he could have got his 8.
Yeah, you're like, because he basically said, we know this car's crap, but next one's going to be good if you just stay.
Yeah,
we'll get you your 8th. But obviously, he chose to leave.
Yeah, he did, which is unfortunate, but I think there is still a chance where the Ferrari...
There's a chance with this car if it carries on, and if they've got more stuff to put on it. Obviously, Australia doesn't really tell the story of the rest of the season. It's not that sort of track. So when you've got tighter tracks or more high-speed corners, it might be more beneficial to the Ferrari than the Mercedes. So it's going to be really interesting how it unfolds.
George was saying, I think, something along the lines of like this, Monza and Spa were going to be the toughest tracks for this kind of car. Right. So again, he was saying it's kind of hard to judge. Maybe it's a way to judge, but also kind of hard to judge because of the most difficult tracks. Maybe when they get to easier ones and everyone's a bit more a level skill playing field, it might be a different scenario, is what I think he was kind of saying. So it would be interesting.
Quite a bit when you'll go into it and they're all being a bit. It's all still the unknown, like, because it's not a race setting that they've been in. So he was saying, like, when you're chasing and following, like, you'll use your boost and you'll be quicker, but you get a massive amount of understeer when you get to the corner. So he's counteracting that. So he said it's definitely different, but obviously he's enjoying it because he's managing the car. Yeah.
I think it was an interesting first third of the race, and then when Hadjar, very unfortunately, his car conked out, all the smoke went out the back. That caused the first VSC, and that's when everyone did all the pits, and it was like, why is Ferrari not coming in? Yeah. Then they got back racing. That made it look like actually maybe Ferrari made a good decision. And then they had the second VSC, which was for I think it was no. There was it was yellow flag for that off Perez's car, and then the second VSC was for Valtteri when he just pulled over.
On the pit lane.
Near the pit lane, but then they were like, are they going to shut the pit lane? Yeah. Which then, even though I don't know whether they were in a position to or not, but like I saw a couple of cars obviously did jump into the pit lane really quick and jumped on it and swapped the tyres. But then at the end of that VSC, I think Hamilton was the only one who hadn't pitted and was still going out kind of at the front by himself.
He was at the front and then they caught him on.
They're trying to set that tyre delta not only from the rest of the team, but from the rest of the track, but from his teammate also. But it was, for me, I thought they were trying to not take a risk, or maybe they was trying to take a risk by keeping him out, but I thought it was just, I bet everyone was screaming at the screen just like, pit him, for God's sake, like get him on some fresh tyres and get him out there.
He had a plan A, but like if you get a free pit stop and everyone else is doing it, it's not a free pit stop, but it's a cheaper one. If everyone else is doing it, you may as well just do it.
Yeah.
Because you're not going to be as fast at the end. You might be
Yeah.
able to stay out there and be in the lead for the same amount of laps, but eventually that person who's took that cheaper safety car, as long as they've got the pace,
Yeah.
they'll catch up again. We've seen it so many times.
Yeah, we have. So we had 5 cars actually out, I think, by the first half already. So we had Hulkenberg for the Audi. Don't actually know the reason why. Hajar's power unit or something just seemed to blow up. Valtteri, I'm not too sure why. I think because he didn't, when you look at the replay, it wasn't like Hajar where his car just seemed to conk out. He seemed to be running fine, but must have been told over the radio, just pull over. So I don't know what was wrong there. Who else was there? There was
So if the Alonso.
Did you see him doing like? So he went into the pits. We thought he was tired, and then came. No, I think it was like. Was it? I think it said like plus 12 at one point. I had a screenshot of. Ridiculous. And then who was the other one?
Go.
Oh, they both Aston's DNF.
Well, I'm pretty sure they both went into garage.
Oh yeah, but who was the 5th DNF? Hajar, Hulkenberg, Alonso, Valtteri. Who else was the other one? Well, Piastri. He didn't even make it, did he?
He didn't make it, yeah.
Yeah. So 5 before even like the first half of the race, which I don't know what your F1 fantasy team's looking like, but mine wasn't too happy.
Yeah, I mean, I'm second bottom, so it's great.
It's not looking great.
I've done a couple of changes, so whereas last year and the year before that and the year before that, I've just left it.
Yeah. So you're going to play it properly this year?
Yeah, I'm going to try and play properly.
Play it properly.
My money's at stake, and we've got our own predictions on here, so
definitely
like, all goes hand in hand.
I tell you what, Jordan, your predictions are looking better than mine, I think, at the moment. I remember editing the video and I scoffed at you for saying Audi like high up. I got an absolute knobhead now for saying that they're going to turn up last. But yeah,
I mean, we also put Lindblad right at the bottom.
Who the hell is Lindblad?
Well, who the hell is Lindblad, boy? He was bloody flying. He was. Did you see him try and? I think it was Behrman. Tried to do Behrman around the outside, and he had to pull out. But
yeah.
He got some. He's 18. He got some. I know Kimi Antonelli is similar age, and he got brought in younger. But
yeah,
I think Martin Brundle said that these guys just come through and they literally don't care. They just race and go for everything, and obviously everyone loves that. But then the flip side is that you do it a bit too much and
you mess it up.
But
yeah,
no, he did really well. I thought he was really good.
It was an interesting Oliver Behrman. I've not watched it all yet, but Oliver Behrman did a podcast on the High Performance podcast, and they were asking him, and I think it was an interesting take, which I didn't really think about, is that they only, in a way, they kind of say that they only really care about the last few laps of a season. Like, how are you performing on the last few laps of a season? Because in your rookie season, you're going to make mistakes in the first bit. It's like, have you learnt by them? And by the last part of the season, are you actually like getting up the ranks? Yeah. So the fact that Lindblad is coming out the gates, like smashing it, God knows what he's going to do by the end of the season.
He didn't qualify too badly either. Top 10, was he not?
Yeah, he's come out the gates like decent, and both of us didn't have a clue who
was. That car
looked
all right as well. Like, that car doesn't look that far off the Red Bull.
Exactly. So it's going to be, I think when we get to a track that's less demanding, then it's going to be really interesting. So yeah. One thing that we didn't mention about the battle, I think it was between Leclerc and George very early on in the first third, where George went to go for an like a dive, and then Leclerc pulled over.
Yeah. And they said in the briefing they had a discussion saying you can't do that. Late now, because when you let off, it's like them braking.
It's like a double brake, isn't it? Because like the electric recover.
So then it's like it's not like when you let your foot off accelerator in the car. It's
Yeah,
like
yeah.
you're not just cutting out engine power. You're cutting out two types of power.
It's because they'll have like the magnets or whatever that to regen the electricity. Like
Yeah,
if
yeah.
anyone's driven a Tesla and you take your foot off the accelerator, it does the same
Auto
thing. It's like
brakes. Yeah, yeah.
yeah,
Mine does it.
so
But
it's like double level that. So like where you probably could closely follow someone in the past
yeah,
under braking, now you do that, and if you misjudge when they're going to do the clipping or regenning,
yeah,
you might just fucking fly straight into the back of them, kind of thing. So
yeah.
yeah, that was interesting, and I guess that's something to. I don't know if that when you were saying like in the briefing, is that something that everyone's been briefed like on a whole
Yeah,
grid brief or what? I don't know.
yeah. I think they all got told just you can't be wary when you're going into a corner, being that close, or when you want to defend. Obviously, make your moves, but just don't leave it too late, or don't let off thinking, "Well, I'm going to regen now, or I'm going to
Hmm.
flip," because the person behind you's going full throttle, trying to overtake you.
Yeah,
It's a tricky one because you obviously you're trying to brake when you want to brake like that. You're going
yeah.
into the corner as if, well, this is what I want to do. If
Hmm.
they go into the back of me, they probably think, well, that's their fault. But then it's
I,
like, if you're doing it too early, are you doing it
yeah, like how do
too
you judge the maneuver to break in? Like,
exactly? Yeah, it's much to
yeah,
go off as to the court. Obviously, they have all the data and stuff like at what point they braked or let off. But yeah, I feel like it could get a bit messy in terms of
yeah,
penalising people for it. I
very
just think the
subjective.
movement thing's quite normal. That's been around for ages, and if you move too late, then
Yeah,
that's or too much, then that's classed as or deemed as not okay to do.
yeah, but it's a different level of danger now, I guess, and the amount of like sticking outy parts that these cars have again now, like 'cause the aero bits. I
That's,
guess it's
yeah,
way even like a little tap could cause punctures and all sorts of stuff. So,
yeah.
and we did see something like that. Was it Perez
Whereas the vent
versus?
brake came off, yeah,
But because he had a battle with someone halfway through the race, like they kind of touched. I can't remember if it was like Lawson or someone, but yeah, they that was also interesting to see. No puncture, but there was bits going flying,
yeah.
kind of thing.
Norris ran over it,
Yeah, that was crazy.
and he didn't get one either.
Yeah, they were like, I think Martin Brundle was saying like when that piece was on the track, like, oh my god, this is going to be like a full safety car because you can't get out to that bit of the track. And then two of the marshals are just fucking sprinting down, pick the
Yeah,
piece of plastic up, and I was like, Jesus, these guys have got some big balls
yeah,
to go do that. But yeah, it was interesting. And then overall, like, was there anything in the race that stood out as like anything that was like you wasn't expecting kind of thing, or
well, I didn't pre-race. I didn't expect Verstappen to spin out
yeah, yeah,
uh, in his qualifying. I thought that was crazy. I mean, how it. I watched it and I was like, oh, it's on the track, or I had to
yeah,
watch it and watch it again. Um, and yeah, he just locked up his rear axle.
yeah,
But in the pre-race, obviously they could walk into the grid, and one of the presenters went up and asked him, saying, "Oh, do you know what the reason is yet? Why that happened?" And they were like, "Yeah, we." He said, "Yeah, we know why, but I'm not going to tell anyone or tell the cameras because they won't understand anyway." And then walked off.
typical Max kind of
He
response.
literally just walked off, and it was like, "Well, there's no point telling you."
To be fair, he might not want to give it away either, as like
Exactly. Yeah,
whether it's a
I think it's a
weakness
bit
or
of both,
something.
but
Yeah,
he used his bit of attitude to say, well, "I'm not telling you anyway."
I'm not telling you. Yeah, well, I'm not
I
going to
did
waste my
like
effort.
none of you lot will understand, but also
Yeah,
not telling you because the people who will understand
might know something.
might
Yeah,
work it out.
yeah. I think overall the remainder of the race was a little bit
Yeah,
flat. After that, it was kind of boring,
it
wasn't
was
it?
pretty boring. I mean, it does tend to go like that unless someone else's strategy catches up with someone else.
Yeah, yeah,
The fact that Ferrari picked the wrong one, Mercedes double stacked on one of the VSCs, so
hmm
they just because of that they just had the edge. I
yeah,
think it would have been a tighter battle. I still think Mercedes would have won, but
Hmm.
it could have been a lot tighter if they pitted at the right time. And then
Yeah,
the gap between, was it Norris and the car behind was 35 seconds.
I can't remember. I don't know who was behind
There was a
Norris, to be
massive
honest.
gap. So like you had obviously Mercedes and then the Ferraris,
Yeah,
and then Norris, and then it just went from like those guys having like smallish gaps, and then it was like 35 seconds.
yeah. I think there was like a lot of gaps
Yeah.
across the grid where like there must have been pockets of drivers. Again, I think Stroll finished with God knows how many extra laps, and I think like the bottom couple as well had
You get money
multiple.
for finishing or something. Is that why you
I don't
roll
know
it
what it
around to
was.
the end?
I swear Brundle must have said something about why they might have kept going on, but I think again I was so tired that trying to concentrate was hard. Um, I don't know if I am a fan of getting up at 4. I think for this race, the first race and the excitement, I was like, I'm going to do it. But
Yeah.
like any other early races, I think I'm just going to put it on pre-record and try and not watch my phone for spoilers, really, because I wasn't that in awake and watching it. You know what I mean? I
Yeah,
wasn't
that
alert
big
enough.
guy actually like repeat them quite quickly, so you don't even have to record it. So I watched it. You can watch the. You could have watched the build up at 7, and then
Yeah,
the race was at 8. So that was fine. Like I just got up at 7:30, watched it, and then it was on again when it finished, like straight away.
yeah.
It's on like 8, 10, 12. I think it was
Hmm.
8. I think it was 8, 10:30, and then 1:30.
Yeah,
So you can watch it at any point. You just,
yeah,
you just can't go on your phone.
yeah. Otherwise, everything gets ruined.
Yeah.
So, what are your thoughts for next week's race?
Well, China doesn't usually prop up an amazing spectacle from memory.
Is it a sprint again this year? Do you know?
They're
I
doing
can't
the sprint
remember.
next week, yeah. So
Right.
that'll be a little bit better.
Yeah.
But China's not one of the ones where I think, oh yeah, it's a really good track.
Hmm.
I do like the Australian one because it's quite quick, and that
Yeah.
those straights you do get a lot of people trying on the outside, on the inside. Um, but yeah, obviously it's similar timing. Maybe I don't remember it because it's always like early wake up for the
Yeah.
first one, early wake up again for the second one, and then I'm like, oh, I can't be bothered. And then I end up like rejoining like when it's on normal time.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, I think it'll be good. I'll do the same thing. I'll watch it early on, um, and then obviously we'll record the week after on the Friday. So
Yeah.
we'll have that to you hopefully before the third race.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, I'm looking forward to it. It's a different track, so um, I think it'll pose different obstacles for the drivers. I think you'll get. I don't think you'll get as many DNFs.
Hmm. Hopefully not. Anyway.
Hopefully not. I'd like to see 22 drivers start just because that's
Yeah.
not happened for I don't think it's has it ever happened? Have we ever had 22
I think
in the modern era?
not in the modern era. No, I don't think
Been
so.
plenty for quite some time. So
Yeah.
so yeah, I think I'm looking forward to it. I think it's nice that it's 2 weeks in a row,
Yeah.
not getting a break.
Because it was first half exciting, second half underwhelming.
Yeah,
To then be like, wait 2 weeks for another race would be like, oh, like kind of
exactly.
what's going on. Maybe fill your time with Drive to Survive if you've not absolutely hammered it already. But yeah,
Yeah, so I was going to do that today, but I haven't. So yeah, I need to start smashing that out as well.
yeah. I watched the first, and that's it, which is basically almost just like the livery episode, isn't it? And the F175 event. I think there was some racing, but I watched that so late at night, I basically fell asleep straight afterwards.
Yeah.
But I think that for China last year, it was entertaining because of the sprint, and then the drama with the Ferraris getting the plank wear penalties.
Yeah.
And then I can't remember what happened in the overall race, but that again, it kind of made it look like hopes for Ferrari, but then it kind of diminished. And then this year it'll be interesting because if it is a sprint and there is something like where both of the Ferraris can get an absolutely solid start again, Do you know? Because if they can start better in a
Yeah.
sprint, like, and get the position that they need, there's no kind of VSEs, and you're not going to try
they'll
and
gain points and Mercedes on that. Yeah.
But like then the part that's the thing is the points they are minimal in the sprint that you get from, like, they're not life changing, but obviously it could be the thing that if they are equal throughout the season, that might, you know, weigh them one side or the other. So I think that'll be interesting to watch.
Yeah.
Something like the sprint in these kind of cars might be more entertaining and not like a DRS
Yeah,
train.
I think it suits. They suit sprinting, especially the boosts.
Yeah.
Like, Tasing round, literally, like, doesn't matter. I'm just going to thrash my tyres, absolutely try and overtake everyone. Obviously, if the track permits and it's a good track for a sprint, then it will just, I think it'll be chaos. But
it will be
chaos. I think it'll be like
Mario Kart.
Like the first 10, 15 laps today. Like,
yeah,
I know the cameras were mostly on Russell and Leclerc, but
yeah.
You could see on the little tiny screen that they kept showing in the corner that they were like, well, we're still getting loads of people swapping in the middle as well. Like,
it's scrapping away. Yeah, it's kind of
around.
fun.
So, like, it'd be good if you could have more of that view, I think. Like, if Russell and Leclerc have swapped quite a few times and that keeps happening, maybe like half and half it and be like, this is another scrap. And like, I don't think they do that enough. I know it's all about the front, but
I think you can do that on the Sky. What is it? Press red button.
Yeah, you can do it on the thing.
Who does that? I don't know. Maybe some super nerds, but I don't. I just watch what's been presented to me by Martin and the crew. So, but I imagine you can do that. And then I think hopefully for next week, hopefully they can do a repeat of what they did this week. But this week there was five Brits, five of our lot in the top 8. I'm hoping that, I mean, even top 8's impressive. Just to get 5 of our Brits in the top 10, I'd be chuffed with, all getting points. But top 8 was pretty impressive to see them up there, and that's again.
We got 5 Brits in there as well. Is also good. Yeah,
it's pretty cool. I mean, if we had 20 drivers, that would be a quarter of the grid. But 22. I think that's funny as well. Some of the stats, like how are they going to say, like, you know, I don't know, whoever. This is their 3rd time starting 22nd. It's a world record because there's never really been people doing 22nd.
And say, or maybe someone will finish there and go, well, no one's ever done that before, have they?
Yeah, no one's ever. Congrats to finishing 22nd at this place again.
You get a nominal trophy for it.
Yeah, that would be painful. Whoever's got like the most 22nd qualifying spots for the whole season.
Minus points.
You get like a little poo emoji trophy for the season. But yeah, anything else, George, for next week, this week, anything else that was
worth
mentioning?
Clip of the week.
I've got my clip of the week, but I just didn't want to move us straight on with that. If there's anything else that you wanted to say, any news that you might have seen off truck or anything, or do you think we can move to the clip of the week?
No, it was just the Verstappen thing that I saw that was off track. I'm not seeing anything that's shouted out at me. It was just that comment that he made before the race that was quite funny. And just the general commentary of the drivers, what they think, how the cars behave. But they all seemed pretty happy when they all finished. None of them were like, I hate this car. I think it's only Max that's really been outspoken about it. The rest of them seem to be pretty okay with, I've got a boost button and I'm going to overtake.
Yeah, I think they're all willing to bide their time a bit and bed in this season, and then maybe the complaints will come back out properly once they've had.
When some people are losing, they'll be like, I don't like this.
Yeah, this is crap.
Yeah.
But yeah, my clip of the week is I sent it to you, and we both went, "Wow, look at that!" I immediately was like, "Boom, clip of the week." I had something already reserved. It was another rally, season 1 actually, but then I saw that and it was short, snappy. I was like, yeah, that's kind of cool. So there's a guy called Liam Raffi on Instagram, and he's got a video of him launching his GT3 RS, and it's not a very long clip, but I watched it and I was like, fucking hell. So we'll kind of insert that into the video. You can hear it or go follow him.
like burns out sideways, doesn't it? On the
yeah, the wheels spin up, leaves the tire marks, tread marks in the road. My Fiesta ain't doing that, so it's impressive that to see a car do that. Normally you see stuff like that when there's a flipping 18-wheeler crashing on the motorway and it slammed its brakes on. That's the only time you ever really see.
Yeah, you won't see it in
the tread marks.
You might get the odd Asbo doing it on roundabouts, but
yeah.
They won't do it in a GT3 RS anyway.
No, but yeah, Liam Raffy, great clip, and I'm blessed that thankfully car content and F1 content is back in my algorithm again as the season's cracking on. So yeah, that's the clip of the week. We are looking forward to China next week. Like George says, we will be as quick as we can to get our recap episode up.
Hopefully we're still going to go to Barcelona because we're having trials and tribulations with that.
Yes, we are.
Kyle decided that he's meant to be at a wedding on the Tuesday after.
I didn't decide.
Well,
I got the RSVP through the door and I got the calendar dates wrong.
It's okay. So we've cut it short, but now Ryanair have also decided to cut it short and say the flight's at 10 p.m.
Yep.
Instead of 1 p.m. and it won't let me change my flight to the morning flight, but it's let you change yours.
Well, so you've still not done it?
No.
Oh my god. Well, we need to get it sorted quick before the seats fill up.
I keep going into it. It's like confirm changes. So I click it, it whirs round, and then I literally stare at the screen, and then I get an email saying you can't have that seat on the airplane. I'm like, well, help me then. And then you go through to the chat box, and then it says, please wait. Someone will be with you. I'm in queue 200.
Yeah.
And then it goes, we're too busy right now.
Mm-hmm.
And then it shoved me back out of the queue.
Well, I mean,
what's going on here?
What you're going to have to do is you're going to have to ring them.
You're going to have to ring them?
You're going to have to ring them. You have to
ring
them.
And guess what they say?
What?
I got a bot saying, you can do this online. I can't. That's why I'm ringing you.
It's not a very good advert for AI, is it? So
I don't think it's AI. I think it's Ryanair being tight, not paying anyone in the call centre.
That is true. Well, hopefully you can figure it out soon. Otherwise, I'm having a day in Barcelona by myself, and then you'll come in to just go to bed, ready for the next day.
Oh, don't. It's depressing.
And we've still not figured out what we're doing for the way back yet, but we're holding out.
We'll sort that out.
Yeah, definitely. But Barcelona, regardless, tickets booked. We're going. Travel, we'll figure out.
I'll go by boat if I have to. I'm going.
Just someone, whoever's got a PJ in the audience, just sort us out for private jet over and back.
If anyone works at Ryanair, point them in my direction.
Yes, Jordan needs it. But yeah, we're nailing it with these 45-minute episodes, Jordan. We're almost on time perfectly, so we're nailing it. It was a good start to the season. I'm glad it was exciting.
Yeah.
I'm glad it was. I mean, not as many DNFs. I would not have wanted that many DNFs, but it did make for a bit more excitement. And strategy change compared to last year when it was wacky races on skates in the rain. But let's see if China is just as exciting. Like you said, let's hope there's less DNFs and it's just a full 22-man scrap to the end. And we got plenty of overtakes, plenty of drama, but no DNFs, hopefully.
No, hopefully not. And please keep comments coming.
Yes.
Gives us topics to talk about, different views. So please carry on with those. Thanks, Troy, for sending yours in. I think we had someone reply to a reel, didn't we, about the rallying as well?
Yes, we did. It's not as...
Should be more accessible.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
So yeah, I think people keep carrying on with that. We'll get more to talk about. And yeah, thank you very much for listening.
Yeah, we appreciate the involvement. We'll see you in the next episode after China. Let's hope it's a good one.
Cheers, guys.
See you soon.